The teachers at my school like to play characters. For example, shortly before I graduated the 8th grade, it was announced that come fall, our county school system would adopt a policy of racial integration by way of forced busing. Our Spanish teacher broke the news in a way that might elevate our understanding of her greatness and generosity. I remember this one time I was at the state fair, and this little colored girl walked up to me, and she said she wanted to touch my hair. Now, I don't know about you, but my hair means a great deal to me. So I said just once, just one little tug. You see, more than anything in this world, children, these colored people wish they were white. My 7th period math teacher would impersonate a homosexual by grabbing the purse off the back of a student's desk and parading around the room, shouting, "Oh, so very nice to meet you." I hooted and squawked along with the rest of the class, all the while thinking, it's me they're talking about. I had never done anything with another guy and literally prayed that I never would. I understood there could be nothing worse than making it official. You know, the odds struck me as bizarre, but the message was the same. This was clearly the worst thing that could happen to a person. In 2015, the landmark Supreme Court case of Obergefell versus Hodges ruled that states could not prohibit same-sex marriage. While it ended discrimination by law, equality was not reached immediately, as the LGBTQ community still faces social stigmatization to this day. Author David Sedaris weaves a concerning parallel between the LGBTQ movement and the civil rights movement, illustrating how each was a gradual process towards equality. Today, more than ever, it is imperative we recognize change is a gradual process, and that having peaceful demonstrations and advocating governmental reform is more effective than inciting violence. I Like Guys by David Sedaris. We each had our self-defeating schemes, all the boys I'd come to identify as homosexuals. We had long ago identified one another and understood that because of everything we had in common, we could never be friends. We were members of a secret society founded on self-loathing. When a teacher or classmate made fun of a real homosexual, I made certain my laugh was louder than anyone else's. So when a club member's clothing was thrown into the locker room toilet, I was always the first to cheer. At the beginning of the summer, my sister Lisa and I were sent to Greece to attend a month-long summer camp, advertised as the crown jewel of the Ionian Sea. The camp was reserved exclusively for Greek Americans. I despised the idea of summer camp but longed to boast that I had been to Europe. Our neighbor, following a visit to Europe, marked her garden with a series of tissue-sized international flags. She paraded around her yard wearing nothing but clogs and a flame-stitched bikini. Oh, Europe is the best thing that could happen to a person, especially if you like wine. It changes people. Because we were first and foremost Americans, the camp was basically an extension of junior high school. Except everyone here had an excess of moles or a unibrow. There was one boy at camp I felt I might get along with. A boy named Jason who slept on the bunk beneath me. Jason was really friendly towards me, and we both understood we were not like the other boys at camp. I think I like Jason, and I think Jason likes me. Much like the teachers at home, our camp counselors mocked homosexuals. One day we were in the bathroom finishing our wash and rinse segment when the dormitory counselor arrived for inspection.
What are you? A bunch of goddamn faggots that can't make your beds?
We couldn't protest the word, as that would have been acknowledging the truth of it. The most we could do is embrace it as a joke. And you know, it was funny because if anyone knew how to make a bed, it was a faggot. I saw Jason laugh too, and soon we came to mocking the counselor. Nothing, however, would match the cruelty and humiliation Jason and I soon practiced upon each other. I started a rumor that he had stolen undergarments from another camper and secretly wore it over his mouth like a surgical mask. And then he told everyone, "Hey, that's nothing! Look what I found under David's bed!" He reached into his pocket and pulled out a piece of notebook paper upon which were written the words, "I like guys!" Clearly, he had tricked me. I watched him hang out with a girl named Theodora. Jason was my only friend at camp. And he just abandoned me. The other campers started alienating me, fearful that being around me would turn them gay. Camp ended, and when I got home, I spent several days studying my face in the mirror. I like guys. The words had settled themselves into my features. I realized that I could no longer hide who I was. In late August, my class schedule arrived, along with the news that I would not be bused. There had been violence in other towns and counties when they integrated the schools, but at home, the transition was peaceful. My science teacher was a black man, black and white. The teachers offered their ridicule as if it were an olive branch from the olive groves of Greece.
Here's something that we all have in common, David. Proof that we're all brothers under the skin.